Oh,
Who wants to go first to tell us about the fantastic week or the mediocre week they had with reference to HoOponopono?
I'll go.
All right.
Where are you going? So
I didn't have anything until this afternoon.
there you go.
And, I've been saying for a couple of months now, at least, Patty probably knows how long it's been, that my goal is to leave the night nurse on weekends by the end of the year or sooner. And every time I say it, something else comes up to say, look, get the heck out. You can make the money. You've got it. I just picked up 3 new clients tonight.
Three.
And I had a free coaching session. I'm getting on a webinar tomorrow morning, and the woman that's running it offered a half-hour free coaching session, just so many. So I signed up and I got in, and I spoke to her at 2:30, and really nice. Now, this is stuff that Patty and I have certainly gone over and over and over, but for some reason, it just sunk in, and I have made the decision. I'm giving up my office space. What is it? The lease is up in October 1st. So just 2 more months and I'll be out. I don't need it. And that money, that $420 a month, there's part of the money that I need. I'm not using it. And if it comes time that I decide I want another office, there'll be plenty of offices around. There's a lot of people leaving, giving up their offices.
Mm-hmm.
So I made that decision. Feels good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, so it goes back to that meetup that we did that Kevin put it on your timeline.
That's right.
Okay, at the first of the year.
Yep.
Yep. It's all happening, Sue.
Kevin, it's all your fault.
It's in her future. It's all my fault.
I'll send you the bill.
Well, I don't know, because she kind of tried to get out of it so many times that I didn't let her.
It's all Patty's fault.
This time I was able to make a definite decision, and that's different.
That is big. That is big. You got congruency, and it says, "Hey, I don't need the office anymore." And so you're saving that much.
It's a gift from COVID because you learned you can do your business online.
Yeah. And that company that hired me out in California, I have my first session tomorrow, and that's a given 5 sessions, a definite 5 sessions.
Wow.
Wow. So you have your first client with that company then?
Yeah, tomorrow, smoking cessation.
Very good.
Yep.
Well, if you need help to help people start smoking again, let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Jerry, that was one of those dad jokes.
Bad jokes.
He's gonna be cute. You'll always think of that now. That's a dad joke.
Believe me, I will.
I'm gonna save this. Ask your kids about either dad jokes. I'm sure they have plenty of those dad jokes that you told.
Oh, yes.
Oh, trust me, they do.
And real quick,
I know it was said with love, by the way.
yes, it was. It was very much said with love. Susan, did you get the text picture I sent you?
No. When did you send it?
Last week or the
Nope.
week. It was a beautiful monarch butterfly.
Oh, geez. Can you resend it?
Yeah, I'll check to make sure I have the right phone number. I'll resend it to you.
The lion has it.
Did you send it to my email?
No, I texted it to you because it was in the I know I texted it.
I quite honestly do better with the email because then I can save it.
Okay, I'll send it to your email. I don't know if I have your email.
So,
I'll get it from you. I'll call you. I'll text it. I'll get it from you.
I'll put it in the chat box.
Okay. As that's happening, Sue, is there anything else wondrous that has been happening to you?
No, that's it. That is it.
That was quite enough. You had 3 clients in one day, plus you finally made a decision you've been working on for quite a long time, and I know you have. And when this COVID is all over, where am I going to have my meetups in Nashua? You got
That's
room
your
in your
problem.
house?
Whoops.
At her home.
At her home.
Oh,
You know I'm only kidding. We'll find a place and we'll be doing it.
it
Don't
may
worry.
change. You know, I'm saying I'm giving it up, but who knows what's going to happen in the next. I still have 2 months to go. So.
Well, then Kevin will pay your rent for you.
Oh, will you do that?
Wow.
Oh, no, I think
This-
that is a good coaching point right there.
Peter,
I
this
think-
Ho'oponopono is working in an opposite way for me.
I don't know. It seems to be working for everyone else really well.
And you know what? It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. All right. Well, that is great. By the way, Lisa, you said the Lions got the Monarch. Where did you come with that?
She had the lion behind her, and she turned around to reach for something, and you went
Oh,
through.
Jerry's got the
the
lion.
lion.
I was looking behind Sue. She's got a lion there.
If she turns her head to the side a little bit, you see the lion face?
Yeah, I
There you
see the
Yeah.
lion.
A
My
lion?
my lioness.
go. Lioness.
Oh,
Yeah.
your lion. Your lion.
That's a beautiful lion. Okay, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
We
I'm
get-
kind of like Sue, in that, you know, nothing huge, but it's almost like she and I were talking today, and I said, it's just that I just naturally go to that right now. You know, if anything's coming up, even if things are going well, you know, I'm still doing the prayer and saying it consistently. But I did have a crazy situation this last week that with some different personalities that are just really off the wall. But anyway, not clients, but people that I do end up working with. And I had walked away from a group, and I think it was what do I say? It made sense that I did after all of this stuff happened. And so it was kind of a testimony to why I said I'm going to walk away from this particular group that I've been involved in for like 15 years.
Mm.
So, you know, and I feel great about it. So, but it was, you know, I did Ho'oponopono on that a lot. And I think that had an influence into them just kind of letting me go. Like riding into the sunset or whatever, I don't know, but I feel good about it. So
Oh, very good.
Perfect.
Excellent.
I'll go. I've had actually 2 really profound things happen to me in the past week. One I shared with Kevin. The other thing happened yesterday. I've been doing the Ho'oponopono around my father and my family. I haven't really had much of a relationship with him in 15 years. And out of the blue last week, he called me and he said, I just want you to know that I've noticed a difference in our relationship.
Oh.
Okay? There hasn't been. And I want you to know that I put you back into my will. And I said, I didn't know I was out of your will. But thank you for putting me back in.
Oh, that is so cool.
And then he said to me, I just want you to know that I love you.
Wow.
And it was there was a lot of abuse as children, and there was a lot of bad stuff that happened 15 years ago that came up, and it was, I went to a facility for a week to deal with it because I was suicidal. I mean, it was bad. And so for this to happen was quite profound.
Wow.
And I had, on another note, what was interesting is I have 18 acres here, and last year I decided to subdivide it to 8 acres and 10 acres. And I had it on the market for a year with very little. And I've been praying and asking, because there's a part of me that was like, well, when I have more money, it would be nice to actually build a house down there and use it as rental property, as an investment, or, you know, build something and then sell it. And there's a lot of people going crazy trying to buy land up here right now. They're trying to get out of the cities. And I've been praying and asking what to do. And out of the blue, I get a call. So the land is not on the market right now. I get a call from one of my friends from high school. His son and his wife are very successful in the pharmaceutical industry. They contact, do you know of any land that might be for sale up at Sugar Bush? I said, well, I happen to have 8 acres. So we've been going, and I said, look, initially I got a text, and I said, I'm in the middle of a course online on a Zoom call. I'll call you later. And all of a sudden my phone, like this Google Duolingo, whatever, pops up, and they're calling me. His baby hit the button on the phone, and he goes, I don't know how this happened because I don't even know how to do that call. I've never used this before. And I was like, all right, now that I have you on the phone. So I gave them all the information. I went down and took photographs. I gave them the name of a builder to help them decide what they want to do. But they said they would and I said, look, if we don't have a realtor on either end, that can help with the price. So they said, well, we just need to make the decision by the end of the year. I said, that's fine. I'm not in a rush. So we'll see what happens with that. And so yeah, and then I've been working a lot on my health and doing a lot with my food. And then my friend Sandy, out of the blue, connected me with this company called Healy, and it's a bioenergetic machine. Are you familiar with it, Erin? I see you're not in it.
A couple of my body emotion code people have gotten into it. I have yet to see a demo on it, but I know it's an MLM.
Yeah, it is. And I told them I really don't want to be involved with the MLM part. I just want to use it for myself. So this is my 3rd night. I use it running the programs, and I can literally feel the vibration through my entire body and my energy levels through the roof. Saturday morning, I walked 3 miles, came home, did an hour Pilates, ripped my balcony, all the stuff off, and then I went and played an hour and a half of tennis.
Wow.
I needed yesterday to recover. I didn't do a whole lot.
Yesterday was the Sabbath.
You didn't use the Healy for that recovery?
I did. That's what I did yesterday. And I got a pedicure.
Oh,
You use the Healy for that too?
No, unfortunately. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. I'm really enjoying it so far. We'll see.
good
Yeah, that's
one.
amazing. I've been waiting for you to get that so I can check that out and see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's set up with a thing on your phone. So this is the program that's running. So it's you just have to start out with this gold. It's called Pure Gold. And then there's other programs for balancing your hormones, going through and checking. There's all different kinds of programs that it goes through your body. So we'll see.
I took a peek at it and I said, okay, that's, not right now because it's got a price tag.
Yeah, it does. So, well, there's 4 or 5 different levels to it. So I got one of the lower levels. I said, let me just see what this is.
Well, with you working as an energy practitioner, my understanding is it can still be used on distance.
I can use it on my clients. No, only the top of the line you can use for distance and diagnostics.
And that was the demo she got. It was distance.
Yeah, the demos. So what they did was they did it scanned my whole body, told me all the things that I needed. It was dead on accurate. And then I got the Healy with those programs so that I can run those on myself.
Okay, because again, I'll just put it out there. As we know, it's all about intention. So, you might be able to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I can upgrade at some point, but right now I just want to see if I like it. I can use it on clients. Anyway, I don't want to make this a sales thing, but I'm just saying that I've really enjoying 3 days of it so far.
Good.
We'll see.
You've got something else that HoOponopono had helped you with, don't you?
Do I? I don't. Remind me.
It's about a hike.
Oh, yes, Wednesday. My friend Brad and I are meeting on Wednesday afternoon. He's coming at 4 o'clock, and I told him I have to be home by 6:45. So it's not gonna, we'll probably have about 2.5 hours together, but I get to meet him for the first time. We were supposed to actually be on the phone tonight on our first video call, but his daughter came home from college, and he needed to spend time with her. She was having a difficult time, so.
HoOponopono at work that you needed to be here.
Exactly.
But I don't know if you told the group last week about, having used HoOponopono, looking for the certain person.
Oh, yeah. So this is really funny. I had a list that I put together of the type of man that I wanted, and I had this whole huge list. They're still yet to be seen, but I was tapping on it. And then this guy came into my life through Bumble, and we've just been messaging back and forth. It's only been about 2 weeks, but he seems like a really, really nice guy. We've had one phone call, and he has a food business, and he loves to cook. And in my list of the type of person that I wanted, and I've never done this before with manifesting, I wrote loves to cook. So
What do you ask for?
Yeah.
I just asked for a really, really nice guy who would show up. No, there was a whole list of things, certain values and things like that, and he just seems like a really nice guy. He's a widower. His wife died of a brain tumor 3 years ago, and he's got 2 girls, one that's in college and one that's a senior in high school. And as a matter of fact, they were on the verge of divorce, and then she was diagnosed. He had already moved out. She was diagnosed. He moved back home to take care of her.
Wow.
And I was like, that's the kind of guy.
That's nice.
Yeah. So we'll see.
All
It's
right.
very preliminary. It's very early. So,
Thank you.
but thank you for reminding me. I want to bring that
Yeah, I
up.
think that's a thrilling part too.
Yeah.
This HoOponopono works in all parts of our lives. And relationships has been something it's been working on with a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
So very good. Who's next? Who wants to go next? Let me see. Okay. I was just about to pick you.
Of course you were.
The center square.
This is Hollywood Squares. We did it this way, so now you go up. Well, first thing I'd like to thank you, Kevin, for pairing Carol and I up. We had a wonderful week. It took us 3 sessions to actually do our practice on the chair money, or the money chair, because we spent a lot of time doing connection, okay, and really, getting to know each other and stuff. So that was, I have a card here, something about expanding my world, so that, in that sense, that showed up and stuff. So, and I do have something about a client, and I got to tap on. I didn't do it today, but somebody called me this past week and expressed interest in the emotion code. So so we'll see where that goes. I need to, I have his name on the card to tap on it, and then I have something pertaining. I have my brother's name on here, and as Kevin is quite familiar with the story, my brother has dementia, and we'll just say it wasn't a very pleasant thing that happened 2.5 years ago. and part of the dementia, he has disowned me. Not that that's changed, okay, but my cousin called me yesterday. I mean, I don't even know where he's been, and he's been locked up because of COVID. Okay, because whatever happened where he was, where I put him to live, arranged for him to live, all hell broke loose, I guess, in November, and I haven't really known where he is, kind of on Long Island, New York. So she talked to him yesterday, and he did disclose more information. He's also doing better. He had been, when she would talk to him previously, I mean, he wouldn't even turn the TV on. He had no interest in anything, which he's got a history of depression, and then you throw the dementia in there. That's and of course he's locked up. I mean, I put it out there. I mean, just envisioning this. I mean, he's in a small little studio in an assisted living. They've got him locked in the room. The only people coming in and out are to take blood and water, give him shots, according to what he's saying. The food is dropped in a styrofoam container on like some kind of a table outside. Yeah, I know. So I know, Lisa, we who are foodies here know about these things. Outside the door. So, the people that he's been friendly with through the restaurant businesses that he frequented and overtipped. He's on a ground floor, but nobody has come to the window to, if they have called, according to him, but at least I have an idea, and I now know, based on the conversation with her last night, I know what town he's in, which I have not known that. And I checked and Googled today. There are only 2 facilities there. So, to me, at least, that's, I know something more than I've known for 2.5 years. So, or a year, whatever it is, I don't know. So, but it was very comforting. A friend of mine, was like, she connected with me last night. She said, "Well, are you upset?" And I said, "No, I'm not upset. I mean, I've dealt with the whole thing, and I recognized it was a gift in the long run. Spirit took care of me, but the key is I know where he is. Okay, whatever the family issues are with the rest of the little bit of family I got, it's their stuff, not mine, and all. But the point, because they won't tell me where he is. I mean, yeah. So I mean, this is games from this dysfunctional family that I came from. But I mean, this is very comforting, and to me, it's the HoOponopono. It's the cards. I've been tapping his name. I just put his name in there last week, I think it was. So I'm pleased.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you probably had no idea whether he was even alive or not. So it's really at least nice to get an idea. He's locked up, but at least he's doing okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I mean, you don't know day to day to begin with, but no news is good news. But I mean, he's got a depression issue to begin with. He's got 15% heart function. Okay, he's ended up in the hospital. I mean, that was what took him out. I think the last time. This has been a pattern for the last 3+ years. He ends up in the hospital because he's managing the medical or the medications. But that's the good thing where he is now, because he's not on his own. He's in a facility. They're doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that part, and I mean, I knew it's just, to me, the comfort is I know what town he's in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
That's just very comforting to me, and I mean, Kevin, you get it because of our relationship and everything. So, but yeah, so that that's good. I mean, I'm pleased, and I keep waking up in the morning saying the card, saying it, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I just kind of wake up, and I may even be like this. I mean, again, I'm a solo here. Most of us are. So, and I wake up going like this and saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me. So I think it's, and the cards are next to me on my bed or, on my nightstand and
Very
stuff.
good.
So,
Very good. Thank you. Excellent. A lot of us are actually finding ourselves doing it automatically. We've been talking about that for a couple weeks now, and that's great. Who wants to go next? Where are we up to? Lisa, you did. Jerry, you're not going to be last this week. Jerry?
Yes.
Yeah, that lion's not going to protect you. You've got to tell us what's going on.
Not much, but yet a lot. Does that make sense?
No.
Yes, it actually does. For me, that's how it's been.
But a whole lot is going on. Obviously we're moving past, trying to move beyond the healing of losing Peanut, but now we're dealing also with 3 other cats who miss her. So I was talking with Lisa about that earlier. It's challenging when you have other pets and and they're missing her. One of them, I showed the picture to her, and because I showed the picture, had all the pictures on my phone, I showed it to Lily. And Lily was looking at it, and then when she moved away, she grabbed my hand and pulled it back, with the paw to pull it back. And Gracie's looking, she saw a picture up on the computer again and went running up. So it's challenging. They don't know how to deal with, that part of it. I think it's challenging sometimes, more than one pet because you have to deal with all this other part.
Do you have any videos of Peanut?
Just the one that I created, the memorial I put up on the Facebook for her. But it's, I'm sure they'll be fine as time goes on. But Lily grew up with her because Lily was a kitten when she came in the house, and she's about 13. Peanut was about 14.
Whoa.
So that's why it's more challenging for her. But they're doing okay. But the other thing that's been going on is our move back there. And it's crazy right now because we've gone through every scenario of how in the heck we're going to get back there because of the COVID thing, right? We had it all worked out. We're going to go get the tests, and I remember we're going to do all this stuff. Well, things may be changing again because one of the gentlemen that was in my husband's plant last week, Ken didn't have any contact with them, but his wife's a nurse, and guess what she now has?
COVID. Yeah.
So the test results are coming back tomorrow. So the plant will go into lockdown for 2 weeks, which means we have time to pack. So now what we're talking about, instead of coming back for a short visit and then coming back here like we're planning, we're saying, well, we might as well, let's just move back because because we're going to be staying in an extended stay, probably the one in Marlboro, because we have no place to go right now. We have to get the housework done. We got to get the contractors or realtors or whatever we're doing, but at least we will have our feet planted in Massachusetts. So it's still looking like maybe the end of September, beginning of October, but it's like things are just, it's so funny, almost 3 years to the day we'll be moving back.
Wow.
We moved here a week before Thanksgiving. So it's just crazy. So that's, it's just like, and then I have, I'm getting interviews, which is really good. It's just, we'll see what happens. And I'm trying to write the book. And I'll take any tips on getting unstuck from writing a book. And then
Ho'oponopono.
I've been doing the Ho'oponopono, and I just sit there and I look, and I'll type a couple things and I look. And then I'm also I got involved in this other thing because I have oracle cards that I've been wanting to do for years, and they're all right here. Can you see my book? They're in my notebook. So I'm taking this other workshop on how to get my oracle cards brought out into the world to get them in tangible form. So that's on top of everything else. So I don't have enough to do, right? But so that's for me. I want to get my book out within the next couple months, and then work on this. And then with this, with these cards, I'll produce a book as well. So it's just life. Life takes different turns. You know, sometimes what we perceive what we're gonna do in life, other things we start getting redirected in other places, in other ways, which is not bad. It's a very good thing. So, and the Ho'oponopono is helping because I say it constantly. I think it's always playing in my head, you know, that whole thing, and it's different. It's just a different phase of our life, but it's good. We'll see where life takes us. So, going back to Mass is going to be a really big change for me. I think more than my husband. But like I said, I think the Band-Aid's going to hurt a lot less going back than it did coming. Does that make sense? So
Yes, it
when
does.
we rip the Band-Aid off. So, you know, like I said, it seems like nothing's going on, but there's a lot going on.
Mm.
You know, so it's all good. It's all good. So thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry, right? And I've been saying thank you and I love you more than anything else. But
Oh, awesome.
you know, and that's all we can say, right? Is thank you. I love you.
Jerry, I have a question because I remember you said you had the vet come to the house to put
Yeah.
Peter to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have the other cats come into the room to see her?
No, because Peanut, we did her outside because of the whole COVID thing. Normally, she said what they've been doing is she's been doing close to the doorway. But she came through my house because I said, well, let's do it outside because Peanut always used to love. She was born outside practically, but we never let them out. So I brought her outside. She chose the spot she wanted to lay down and pass away in. So everything was done outside.
But you didn't bring her back in because
We did bring her back in. We
Okay.
had her in the house for about 45 minutes before the St. Francis came and picked her up for the because we had her cremated. But she was in the house for about 45 minutes. They wouldn't come anywhere near her. They were avoiding her. Probably they were around, but not as much. A few days before she passed away. You know, animals are much different than they know.
Mm-hmm.
They know when things are happening and when they're not happening, and you know, so it's just they'll be fine. You know, we'll be fine. They'll be fine, and you know, it's just we still have like there was a towel she laid on the bed because you know she had accidents and not during the night, but we have a towel there. None of the cats will lay on that towel.
Okay.
So it's not, but they bring her. Gracie's been bringing her mice. So it's like the little stuffed mice that we have all over the house. We wake up and there's a mouse on the towel. So, and I know it's Gracie bringing her the little stuffed mice. So, and so they help us and we help them, right? That's all we can do. But so yeah, so we should be back to Mass before this first snowflake falls.
Good.
Because we got to drive with the cats.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who wants to get Carol? You want to go next?
Yeah, it's nice seeing you guys. And Jerry, I feel like I so understand nothing happening and everything happening at the same time. And you know, and one of those things, you know, thank you to Kevin, echoing Aaron, just had a really lovely 3 conversations with Aaron. I mean, really beautiful. We didn't even get, I mean, we had to force ourselves to do the money chair exercise, which was really helpful in itself. But I think we could have talked for hours and hours and hours more than what we had already logged in. The talking time, it was really a treat. So thank you, David, and for Aaron, and that felt really good. So part of what's going on here, and my mom is central to it all, but I am sure, quite sure, we're in a different phase. We're in a more active phase of the transition. I just know that. I just know it. I'm watching things. I'm hearing things from her. I don't want to get into the details of that. And it's generally peaceful. There's some sad stuff. I'm just going to own this, you guys. I feel like maybe this is the wrong thing to say in a HoOponopono group, but I am exhausted right now. I am just tired. I just am. And I feel good, but it's just, I don't know. I've been graced with so many experiences with my mom. And right now, every morning that I wake up, I'm not expecting her to be there, and she is. And so we just take that day. And you know, she was able to go outside for a while in the backyard. So I've been just watching her finish things or try to finish things. So that's this big thing. It's foreground and background. But in addition to that, that's not the only thing going on. You know, additionally, I've had like 3 really cool spiritual connections this week with people. And I think that's part of why I'm tired too. It's like all of this stuff that is happening spiritually and shifting and changing. And I'm going to get really to the concrete now. One thing that's really exciting me and making me happy is I've been having this desire and plan to build a meditation hut in the backyard to kind of go with the garden. And, you know, I've been getting prices, and one of those connections, you know, really nice connection about, you know, the business I'm trying to put together and the meditation hut. And so I have possibilities for people helping me, which feels really good. But this was kind of neat. Somebody I just found came out and, you know, did a proposal. And I will say the proposal was nuts. The money this gentleman wanted for the job, I was like, it was absolutely nuts. But what was really cool is he did the drawings for it. I said, you can just have the drawings. But even more cool than that, I was talking to another friend who just encouraged me, like, yeah, you really could do this. I know you could. And that was the original plan, was for me to build it myself. But then I kind of was like, I don't have a truck, I don't have this. And so I am going to build the meditation hut. You know, pricing out the lumber and all the stuff. And I am so excited. This just means so much to me. And one of the things that got me the most excited is seeing the pictures. And like, who the hell needs plans for a meditation hut? You know, just draw some pictures on a piece of paper. That's all I need. But it was kind of cute that he did it. But just like the detail of the railings, the floor, the step up, you know, canvas shades on the side, you know, have like this little piece of, inside's going to be roots and branches. It's going to be a tree of life, Celtic knot. It's going to be inside. And it's right between, I'm going to wrap up with this. It's going to be right between 2 towering oaks in my backyard.
Nice. Perfect.
Beautiful.
And my mom's maiden name, Murdocus, means brown oak. And I learned this a couple weeks back, that oak trees are symbols of the wounded healer. So all of it just is like parlaying into this meditation hut. So
Wow.
very excited for that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very
So,
good.
Lots of stuff.
Very good. Our lives are expanding in all sorts of ways. You know, might I make another suggestion for a connection? Carol, connect
Yeah.
with Lisa. And just for the energy, because Lisa has been on a journey and a path of being able to do stuff she never thought she could do before. And she's been amazing. So my suggestion is just maybe you guys just get on the phone and just see if there's an energy connection there and something that you'd pick up from Lisa, because it's all about doing things you never thought you'd be able to do, or other people would never think you'd be able to do as well. So yeah, no, that's fantastic, Carol. It really is. You and I had talked about that meditation. Now I'm very anxious. I want to see the end result.
I know.
Me
You're
too.
gonna have
Me
to take
too.
us out there to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is
This
amazing.
is the HoOponopono is bringing us in all sorts of different parts of our lives and bringing some really interesting stuff in here. And with that, that's my segue to the really interesting, and from what I've seen, a little bit of ADHD Chris, because Chris, you were moving all over the place a little while ago. As Jerry was talking, I was having a hard time listening to her because I'm wondering where you're going.
That's
He's
why
giving us a full tour of his
Black out.
parents' house.
I blacked out the screen because I don't want to be distracting too much. And then a couple times I forgot that I had the camera on.
Love it. So how has HoOponopono been in your life this week?
Actually, it's last week was my big week with the woman I was telling you about with the eyesight problem and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is I kind of tapped on that this week, but I really didn't like converse with her a lot. I basically touched base with her twice just to kind of send encouraging message and stuff. And what's really neat is she's really she's surprised that somebody has reached out to her so much, and I think that has direct contact with the the tapping that was done. And on another note, let's see, I've had some people who are very anxious right now, and they're teacher friends, because school is supposed to be starting back within the next month or so, and it seems like every district is totally different. Some are going back completely remote. Some people are doing like a hybrid, half and half. And like what's interesting in the spring, like all these parents were, saying, "Oh my God, teachers, they should have $1 million for all that they do." But now it's kind of totally flipped around, where they're really bashing the teachers, and the teachers are feeling it. So I actually have, reached out to probably 4 different ones that I know, and basically tapped on the, specifically anxiety and teachers. And so I might actually be doing a group online on Zoom with a group of them. So I guess that's something I wasn't planning on, but through the tapping and stuff, I think the energy's kind of going that direction.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
That's a great idea, Chris, because I
Good.
know there's anxiety on both ends. The parent, the kids just want to go back. The parents and the teachers are all really struggling on what the right thing to do. So that's a really great niche.
I can't understand why the parents are against the teachers. I mean, having gone all this school term and all summer long, I would imagine there'd be a lot of empathy. Like, I can't believe you're dealing with my kid every day, 6 hours a day.
That's how they were in the spring. They were like, "Oh my God, how do you do this every single day?" And, and deal with my kids, which they all thought were angels. And now they realize they're not. But a lot of it is just, if they go remote, parents are now like, "Well, how can they do that if I have to go back to work?" So there's some very creative things. Actually, up near you, Kevin, in Kingsborough, I don't know if you know where the Roller Kingdom is, the roller skating place.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Well, they're actually, because they've been in business so long and they really can't have their roller skating, they're actually opening it as a online school setting for parents to send their kids there. And they have the kids socially distanced, but they're all going to be online doing their schoolwork,
Oh, wow.
which is
Brilliant.
very
Good.
creative.
Because
Yeah.
that way the kids can be social with their friends.
Mhm. And
I-
I mean, parents have to pay, because,
Yeah.
but, it's less anxiety for the parents too, because they can go to work and all that stuff. So a
True.
lot of anxiety and stuff, just with like parents, teachers, even kids. I mean, they don't, they expect to go back to school and, it's not going to be like it was. So it's going to be very interesting over the next month as, schools open here in Massachusetts, September 14th.
Yeah.
So
I did
if
that.
y'all want to talk on that,
Yeah.
My
I think,
husband is-
Oh,
Yeah.
Patty is,
My
that
husband is
Patty?
involved in education, and so their school's bringing back 3,000 kids all at once.
wow.
And some of our schools in Indiana have gone for 2 weeks and now they're closed. And so they're either back to virtual for 14 days for 2 weeks, or some of them have just closed and gone virtual altogether. So it is, it's an ongoing. And so a lot of the teachers that aren't going back yet they're taking bets on how many weeks they're going to be there before they have to leave.
Hmm.
It's
Right.
it's not a fun thing in education right now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a crisis there.
And so
Um,
my challenge to everybody, since there's so much anxiety,
Yeah.
maybe, people could, tap for, Patty's husband and the anxiety he might have
Yeah.
just within our group. I think it would be kind of cool. Just a
Yeah.
thought.
That sounds good.
I like
Hey.
that.
Good idea.
Yeah.
What's his name, Patty?
Chuck.
Chuck? Okay. Yes, up here, I don't know if you're hearing it out there, but up here in New Hampshire, they're talking, some of the teachers have been on the news and saying they're retiring
Yeah.
because they've got compromised immune systems.
Yeah.
They're retiring early.
And
Yeah, that's,
some that are young that have quit here, and it's sad. We're gonna lose some good teachers that way. So
And now the nurses here in New Hampshire, at least the nurse across the street from me, who's a school nurse, she now has to take a 16-hour course on contact tracing. They're all going to have to be doing that.
Wow.
Good time to bail, so
hey, we've been doing this contact tracing in networking for years. I'm connected to one guy who calls Lisa, who's connected to another person. We've been doing that contact tracing for a long time. Oh, Peter, do you want to go? Or you want me to go?
I'll go.
All right.
Overall, the past week has been pretty quiet. It was funny, so tomorrow, I'm meeting my friend who owns a real estate company, and he's opening his own consulting company. And he wants me to meet with him tomorrow to kind of go over how he can handle sales differently, how he can create the right team around him, which I think is pretty cool, because that's pretty new for me, to go in there and kind of, I guess, be a consultant for him. So I'm looking forward to that. The other thing, I know I've talked to Kevin before, where I want to get into kind of teaching stuff. And it was pretty cool. One of the people I know wants to become a nutrition coach. And they didn't know where to begin. So I kind of led them to different programs. And the one they really liked it's kind of out of their price range right now. So they were like, can you help me? And first I was like, no, I really don't have the time. But then I was like, well, this could be a great opportunity for me to create an agenda for myself for writing out whether it be a manual or something that I can use later on if I train new life coaches or stuff like that. So I called them back and I was like, yeah, I'm more than happy to do that with you. So I met them for the first time today, and I kind of just went over what coaching is versus what it isn't. And they were kind of like, this is way different than what I thought it was, but they're like, but this is what I want. So that made me feel good. You know, I asked them if all the stuff I presented was clear, if they had any questions. They're like, nope. So now we're going to meet every Monday afternoon to kind of go over more information. And for me, this is a step in the right direction for one of my things of, you know, cleaning on, I want to get into coaching people to become coaches. And this was, to me, a great step that kind of came out of nowhere that I think will be helpful for a lot of people in the future.
Good.
But other than that, it's been pretty quiet, steady, busy, you know, enjoying life. So I can't ask for anything more.
Very good.
Good.
Enjoying life. I think that's been a kind of a theme for a lot of us in the past few weeks. And, you know, if we don't see the specific things that we're looking for in HoOponopono, we're at least seeing some aspects of more enjoyable life. So that's pretty cool. For me, it's kind of like, okay, there's been not much, but yet there's been a lot of stuff. A lot of things in my life had changed. My wife Brenda, she had these aspirations of moving into my daughter's room. My daughter just moved out of the house about 3 weeks ago, and being a generous guy I am, she had the largest bedroom in the entire house, but she didn't have her own personal bathroom. So we wanted to go into her room, and Brenda did most of the moving while I was out trying to get, you know, an automobile appointment I had. I come back and she has moved the box springs and the whole bed frame of our king size bed by herself.
God.
And lots of other stuff too.
Wow.
We only had the mattress to move. And so I come home and I move the mattress, and she did a lot of stuff. It's like a new space. It's like, it's really weird. This is in my house, but it's a whole new space and a whole new thought process comes with it. You know, we got different air. We're on the front of the house as opposed to back of the house. I can see stars. I couldn't see anything out of the back of the house. It's really cool. It's really cool. And Brenda's been doing lots and lots of things. Oh, notable. She'll probably kill me for saying this. But she's the first one I've ever known to ever have E. coli. So
Oh no, that's horrible.
no, she's on the upswing. She's
Get it.
she's don't know. She doesn't know when. I mean, she could have had it for a long time. But yeah, she's on finishing the medication. Things are getting much better. I didn't know it was contagious. I told her to stay away from me. So.
I realized it was, yeah, I guess it is contagious. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it is.
That's nasty, man.
Well, you know, it basically came with a UTI, and that's been the nasty part of it.
Yeah.
So she went to the doctors, and they said they did some blood tests and said, oh, by the way, you've got this. So. By the way, she's having a lot of fun with her doctors. This time she found out by logging into the portal. No one called. No one called to say, oh, you've got E. coli. No, she logged in the portal and saw this. 6 months ago, six months ago or something like that. I cannot remember exactly what it was. I told a few of you, but it's like this big disease, and they left her a voicemail.
It was back in December.
It was back in December. It was, you know, supposedly, I mean, the name of it and what it was supposed to be, and really it's not being treated, and she's not having any effect. So I don't know, but it's just kind of weird stuff happening. I changed up some of my cards, and I got a coverall. Anyone play bingo?
Oh,
Yeah, I've played bingo.
All right, you know what a coverall is?
No.
Coverall is when you have all your tabs, all your little buttons on the entire thing.
Oh, on the entire thing. Okay.
All right, so I got a coverall card. It is this entire group. So I was just started tapping on that today.
We can't see it, Kevin, because of your
Couldn't see
back.
Oh, it just says HoOponopono cleaning group. That's all it says.
Oh, okay.
All right, because of my, yeah, that's all it says. So yeah, I said, started cleaning on this today. Started a week or so ago with my brother-in-law, and on our anniversary this week, he left us a hand-drawn and crayon-colored anniversary card with $50 in it.
Wow.
It's like the hand-drawn and colored was pretty good. And he's been sitting downstairs with us and having long, good, long, great conversations with us. And he's not been the easiest one to converse with. So something's happening there.
Wow.
And I just got called back. I'm starting to work with a set of twins. I got a 10-year-old. I started with one, but the other one is the one that's acting up. I was a little worried about this, and it was like all of a sudden, work with them last week on Thursday, and they're going away for a week. And as things started to turn out and come to the day of the appointment, they sounded like it was best not to start until another week. So I've got him on my card. Peter, you put your clients on your cards. I'm going to trust that this is going to help with a very hyper 10-year-old. And I had a former client call me the other day, and she was dealing with some issues. I worked with her on and off for a while, more coaching, and she's had a rough relationship and stuff like that. So I sent her the HoOponopono replay, and she said she started to do that, but she didn't feel right, forgiving herself. Alarm. But before I went there, I sat down and explained the entire thing with her for about 20 minutes or so, and then we did it together. And it was really cool because I've known this woman for 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. And I could tell everything changed right then and there. And she got it. So the HoOponopono for others is really working well. Lastly, I went to the mailbox today, and I had this thought. I said, oh, there's a check in there. I can't wait. There's a check in there. And I looked through got the mail, looked through all the mail. It wasn't a check in there. My son had something addressed to us, and it was like almost all the way unopened. The glue didn't stick, and Brenda looked in, and it was a check. And when I got on the phone with him, he said, Dad, you can have it. It's really cool, $2.50. But I was going with so much certainty that there was a check in there. And of course, I thought it was for me, but I was certain that I was going to open the mailbox, and there was a bunch of letters, and there was no check for me. But it ended up being a check for me because my son said I can have it.
There you
So
go.
HoOponopono has a sense of humor.
Well, I actually have a quick story that happened to me yesterday. I don't know. Are you done?
I am.
So I'm
You are now.
yeah, you are now. I had this. I've been trying to get estimates to do my driveway because the gravel is pretty much all gone and the driveway is starting to crumble a bit. So it needs to be graded, and I need new stone on there. And the other frustrating part is the dog lays in the dirt because it's just dirt, and then walks in the house, and my house and everything gets covered in dirt. I get covered in dirt, and it's very frustrating. So I was finally like, all right, I have this money I put aside. Let me see how much it'll cost. So I got an estimate, and I knew about what the range was. So I called some guy out of town, like the 2 towns over, and I said, I'd love for you to come by and give me an estimate. So he comes over yesterday, and he's got his 2 husky puppies that are out of control, and he can't control them, and he has that wheel that He does the pedometer that tells you how long your driveway is, and then he multiplies by the, and he's like, oh, you got this really nice house there. Oh, we need a special driveway that everyone, you know, a grand. I said, no, I don't have that kind of money. I said, I just want it graded and I just want stone. Oh, no, you need this and you need, I said, no, I just want it graded and stone. So we're walking and he's telling me all these things that I need to do, like trim up. He gives me and he goes, we need to trim some of the trees along your driveway so trucks can go through. I could do that for $1,200. I'm like, really, you could? I said, I could do that for free. So anyway, we get back to his truck and he gets his phone out and he starts to do the calculations and he goes, that'll be $20,000. No, with everything, it'll be $25,000. I said, for paving or gravel? And he's like, oh, no, it's a special kind of gravel. I said, I don't think so. I don't think so. And then I looked at him, I said, I told you that this was not going to be an expensive project. And then I said, it's interesting because I got a quote for $4,000 for someone. oh, if you want bare minimum, I could do it for $2,500 right now.
Oh.
Just the person you want, Lisa. Just the
And he's like, oh yeah, I'll bring my guys over right now. We could do it for $2,500, but you don't have the same quality stone. And I was like, leave. So I had someone else, the guys who did it last, I got an estimate from them. It was close to the $4,000 price. So I messaged him today and just said, I want you to know I'm really insulted that you tried to take advantage of me. And I said, because I asked around and said, is it possible that you're going to do a driveway for $25,000? And they said, are you paving it or are you putting gravel down? I said, just gravel. And they said, I can't even imagine what you would be doing to spend that much money on a driveway. So I said to him, I'm really insulted and I'm going to let people know that you tried to take advantage of me. Well, 5 minutes later, he freaks out, calls me 5 times. I hit delete. I didn't take any of the calls. And then he's texting me, if you tell anyone about what happened, I'm going to sue you.
Oh, God.
Do you have it in writing?
Yeah, it's in text.
Yeah. Oh, but no, I meant the estimate of the 25,000.
Well, what I did was I texted him that he had, given me that estimate, and he responded that I must have misunderstood. Yes, that was the quote, but it was for, other things involved in that.
Okay, but what I was looking for, did you have?
Yeah, no, I didn't get it in writing. I just told him, I said that I was insulted that he tried to take advantage of it. I mean, I'm not going to do anything. He's just scared to death right now.
Well, he deserved it. He earned it.
Yeah. I might put a little Yelp something out or call the Small Business Association and just let them know.
I'd let it go, quite honestly. That's just me.
Oh, no.
Because in this day and age, people are friggin' crazy out there. You don't know what you're
And
getting.
he knows where I live.
Yep. So I would
Live
just
alone
let it go.
in the woods.
All right, enough. I have plenty of bear here to protect me.
They're trained dancing bears, right?
Hey.
Peter.
Yes.
Peter. Are you on? Because
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have a wellness program that I wrote myself, and I call it Living Healthy. But I also do coaching with people and groups, and have worked with some small businesses. So if you want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to talk with you.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
I have a background in nutrition. That was one of the areas I studied in college, and I taught it in the high school before I did other things. And so I've been teaching this class for a long time, and I'm looking at putting it online eventually. So, but and that's between our group, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be happy to talk with you if you want some input.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because I'll be honest, when it comes to nutrition, I know nothing.
Well, I've worked with some, and I've worked with small businesses and helping them put their people together that put that kind of a team together. So,
Awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome.
okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to you on that.
Okay.
Good.
You've got my contact info, so.
And I know there are some of us already in our own way, you know, have information. I know Lisa does. I know Chris does. And I, you know, myself too. So I don't know anybody else, but yeah.
Well, for me, I taught I used to teach diabetic wellness programs at
Okay.
the through Worcester Nightlife when I was back there. So I have a whole thing. I have a whole 6-week workshop I created on that as well. Real quick, Susan, I sent you a message. Is that your right phone number? If you look on the messages, and because or do I send it to your email on your website?
You sent it to my phone or to my website?
No, look in the chat. In the
No,
chat,
it's not in the chat, I don't think.
I sent you a private chat.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I love you, Sue.
Do you know where the chat is, Sue?
That's it.
Okay.
883, 2521. It's 2521, not 22.
I don't know. It's Kevin's fault. I'm blaming Kevin. What is it? It's
883
2521.
2521.
That's why you didn't get anything.
Oh,
Okay. I'm only kidding.
My dad jokes, and now it's my fault.
Well, isn't that the
I
way? right?
know where I stand, Jerry. I know
No.
where I stand.
Oh, God. So, yeah, if you need help with any type of type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, let me know. I can help you. I'm a queen on that one. So I can help you with that. And that's good. So, and now I got into, so all these interviews that I have coming up, and I will contact all of you now that I have your right number, Susan.
okay, good.
God help us all. I'm going, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, please help
Very
us.
good.
Oh, God. So,
I love you and thank you.
thank
Jerry.
you.
I,
Right?
I love you. I thank you.
I love you. I thank you. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. That's a whole parochial school thing.
I have not heard Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, the like that term in a long
Oh, I say it all the time. I go, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, what are you doing to me now? Yeah.
Got all three of them captured. Family. Peter, we have you have anything else we wanted to do? By the way, I did keep on thinking of this. I did the exercise last week, that perceptual positions. And when I was sitting there as the money, I was looking back and saying, you got to be kidding me. It's like, come on, you really want me? You don't deserve me. Those are the kind of messages I got when I was sitting there as the money. So it was kind of funny. It was a comical show that I had, but it was a lot of fun. If you haven't done it yet, please do it. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot from your own position.
Yeah, I missed that one. I don't know anything about it, so I need to find out.
The paperwork, the document for it is in the group. In that week we recorded it, but it's really it's explained in the document how to go through it.
I'll check
You
it
take the there's basically 2 chairs, you and another chair, and that other chair is usually a person, but this time it's a bunch of money. And so you associate into you, or you are you, looking at the chair, and you go over the thoughts of what you feel about the money, staring there at the money. And when you're finished, you float on over to the money and you look back at yourself. And you see how it feels to be the money looking at yourself. Sue, you're laughing.
I
need money.
I think I need help.
Why you didn't do it that way? Look at her, she's turned purple.
Yeah, she does. There's something good that came to mind. There's something really funny came to mind. So you have to share, but please take a breath.
I just got a picture of me sitting in the chair, looking at the chair with the money in it. And it's this big, huge dollar bill, you know, with the eyes and the arms and the legs. And it's got one hand up with a middle finger up looking at me.
All right, we have some work to do.
So I thought you resolved it.
Now, Sue, go over to the dollar bill with the middle finger up and see what you see.
Looking at me.
Yeah.
It's shaking his head, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, man.
So that's your relationship with money. It consists of a big middle finger.
We got some crazy people in this group.
You need to get it changed so you can, leave the lease behind.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in that group.
Yeah, you need that. You need that dollar bill saying, "Come on."
Show me the money.
Yeah, show me the money. Oh, that is funny. Thank you, Sue.
Okay.
Peter, do you have anything else? Probably can't top that one.
No, that one takes the cake. So I was going over my notes on different techniques that I thought would be cool to try. And there's one where I think I've done this in different ways, but the way that it was written out was different. It's from a book called The Body Keeps the Score. I don't know if anyone has heard of that book before, but it came out like 2014-ish, somewhere around there. But it talks about how our minds repeat the same problems over and over to keep us stuck in a situation. And what really comes from, there's an authority figure in our life that told us that problem and it's stuck. And that person can be ourselves. It could be a parent. It could be a friend, a teacher. It could be anyone. And it's really going in our minds, seeing what goal we want, going to that authority figure on whoever it may be, see how they're reacting when we say we want that goal. Now, normally because we're stuck in it, the goal, they're frowning on it. You know, they're like, yeah, that's not a good goal. Yeah. Yeah. And then we go through.
Oh, you were that kind of girl.
And we ask them how it would be if they were accepting of that goal. And then we ask for permission to make that goal our reality. And I've done this, I think, in other ways. But the one here I thought was actually pretty good, going through my notes on how it's a very simple process. And if everyone wanted to experience it, I'm more than happy to share it.
I would love to.
Let's do it.
Perfect. So all we're going to do is just close our eyes, or I won't because I got to see my notes, but and then just take a few deep breaths to kind of just start to relax the mind. I'm going to turn off my fan. And have you take those few deep breaths. I just want you to think of a goal that you want to achieve. And think about this goal using all your senses: touch, smell, sight, hearing. So imagine what that goal will be for you when it comes to life, the results of that goal. And as you think about that goal, feel and experience what is coming up inside you. Because now there's probably a person, a feeling, an experience telling you that this goal is not worth it, that you're not deserving. And notice who is giving you that disappointing look. Feel that experience. Notice what it feels like. Because at this moment, that authority figure, whoever it may be, doesn't think the goal is worth it. But begin to wonder, begin to experience their facial expression changing. They become like your biggest cheerleader. They're cheering you on. Notice how you feel, the emotions as they change, as they grow. The new experiences, just from having that disappointing look turn to a look of joy, excitement, happiness. To have that pleasure, fun, and enjoyment in your life. Because now, I want you to see and ask for that authority figure to give you permission to achieve this goal. Have them say and have you say, this is my new truth and my new reality. Notice where in the body you feel any tightness or lightness expand. Knowing you now have the permission that this is your new reality. This goal is coming your way because now you know you're going to take those steps to reach it naturally, easily. And when you know that this is your new truth and your new reality, you can just simply open your eyes, bringing with you the excitement of knowing you have the cheerleading squad of every authority figure in your life.
I was doing this to the authority figures.
What have I started?
Peter, I have to say, when I opened my eyes, all I saw was your shirt.
This is amazing. This is my amazing Darth Vader shirt. It shows all of his expressions of happy, sad, angry, cheerful.
That was the same face.
Yeah, the same face, yeah.
That's funny.
You know, that cartoon, back to that cartoon that I pictured, that came up so quickly. Yes, it was funny, but I'm saying it came up too fast, so there was something underlying that. So I quickly changed it, and I did it again, and this time I had the money looking at me, got up and came over and gave me a big hug.
Ooh,
And
Nice.
it felt good. It felt good.
Nice.
So.
very nice.
He's getting the hang of NLP, Kevin.
Yeah.
Must be the company you're keeping these days. So
Must be. Oh, cool. This is really cool stuff. Thank
Yeah.
you, Peter.
That was good, Peter.
My authoritative figure was a voice deep within me. I actually had to project it out. And yeah, I've been listening to The Alchemist and now the Pilgrimage, and they're all in Spain. And just by coincidence, I watched this show which I binged, which was The Warrior Nun, which take me back to Spain. I don't know what it is about Spain that's got to be in my life. So I pictured someone that maybe more Arab. They were they had a headdress and stuff. But in Spain, there's, it's really hot all the time, so they do whatever they can. So that's my image that came out, and didn't look too authoritative, but but the voice was saying, you'll only spend it. That's what the voice was saying. So I had that turned around, and it was happy. So thank you.
I got the pictures, Jerry. Thank you. They're gorgeous.
I have the right number now. I'll call you.
Anything else? Anybody else?
It was awesome. Thank you.
This is
A lot of
great.
fun.
So Sue, I'm gonna have to ask you. Did you get a joke prepared for tonight?
No, I'm afraid I didn't. I think the money was enough.
It was a big day to make that decision about your office and all that. So yes, I
Yeah.
get that.
Are you going to put that script in the group?
I can.
Would you
I'll
please?
type it out and put it in there.
Thank you.
I'll end up probably doing it tomorrow, but I'll get in there.
That's all right. Yeah, I'm not, going anywhere.
Don't yell at me, Eric. Stop yelling. Oh, man.
Hey, Chris, do you have a joke that's appropriate for sitting outside of your parents' house?
Well, he's back inside.
As far as a joke, I'm not sure. I don't really have one offhand. I can never remember the punchlines well.
Yeah, Chris C is in here because he had a good one.
Yeah. Chris is a little like me. He likes puns and punny jokes.
I will share with you what he did to me this morning. I called him to see if he liked a certain type of food, if he liked chicken and what kind and stuff like this. So we use WhatsApp, and we use the the voicing. So he's thinking about the chicken song. So he calls me back, and he's got the chicken song playing, and he starts singing too.
He is funny.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Believe me, he is.
All right. So if there's no parting joke, I want to wish you all the best, the best week.
Tapping.
And yeah, best of tapping. Best of tapping. I'm going to be changing my cards around a little bit after tonight. I realized something was importantly missing. So hopefully I'll have some good news for next week as well. So I wish you all the best, and hopefully everybody else that wasn't able to make it is doing well as well.
The best to all of you.
Thank you.
We got notes here. What do we got?
See you all next week, or some sooner. Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.